of our viewers in the U.S. and abroad. Welcome to Fresh Outlook. I'm Mia Toski. I have to send out a very special shout out this week to Darwin Sperling in Chicago. He reached out to me on Facebook to tell us he watches our show every week. We're always glad to have his company as well as yours. Now, as we have told you in the past, we tape our show in Somerset, New Jersey. That's about 20 miles or 30 kilometers outside of New York City. Well, today we are getting hit with another blast of winter weather. The snowstorm that walloped much of the U.S. has been blamed for at least 21 deaths. Here in the New York area, there has been a mayoral controversy. He's only been a mayor a few weeks, and even though it's winter, Bill de Blasio is taking some heat. The mayor decided to send 1 million New York City school kids to school on Thursday in heavy snow. His decision drew criticism and praise. Let's take a look at some of this snow removal.
It's the cleanup after the storm, clearing more than a foot of snow from sidewalks and around businesses in the New York, New Jersey area.
Just for safety alone, you know, besides other stuff. You're just worried about people falling, pretty much.
Because they can get sued.
Sure.
It's not just a liability, it's also about money. Shopping centers like this one with a row of big box stores pay thousands of dollars to clear their parking lots down to the pavement. Every space is like a welcome sign for shopping, and if they're not clear, it's thousands of dollars lost.
Yes, I will go elsewhere, a more convenient area where they plow their snow, which is bigger, better place, you know, absolutely.
One of these snow piles, as you can see, is several stories high, but this really is big business for business owners. Having a clear parking lot means customers can come through and spend money.
But what about individual business owners? Many can't afford to pay for snow removal, so they're left to shovel their sidewalks themselves. If the walkways aren't clear, customers just keep walking away.
Yeah, and the slush definitely doesn't help. I mean, I've got my snow boots, but that can only do so much.
So is there a silver lining in this bouquet of winter weather? Business owners say only if customers can ignore the snow and take time to shop and smell the roses.
Well, they just go to the garbage because, they lie. So, yeah.
The snow becoming yet another hurdle for businesses trying to dig out before their businesses go under.
And joining us now is media analyst Jackie Guzda, and we had to go all the way to sunny Florida and call on Dr. Bart Rossi, who is joining us via Skype. Dr. Bart, nobody could make it in today, so thank you for joining us. I know it's very nice and sunny down there. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I miss you guys. It's nice to be on via Skype.
And we miss you, too, here in the studio, but it's great to see you via Skype, as you said. All right, well, we were talking about so much of this weather and what it's doing for businesses up here in the Northeast and the rest of the country. Just what we've been seeing here, businesses have been closed down. Jackie, you want to weigh in on this one?
Yeah, I think we are so tired of this. We've had one snowstorm on top of another ice storm. And today, right now, I don't know if I'm going to get home because there's going to be snow all over my neighborhood. I won't be able to park my car. It's frustrating. We're tired.
It is frustrating, and we're just thankful that a lot of our crew was able to get in here. So so thank you for trying to get in here as well. But it really is packing really a big financial punch. They were saying something like $1 billion where people can't make it into work. Just in terms of what that does to people psychologically, Dr. Bart. I mean, we're just past the Great Recession, and now we're getting walloped by Mother Nature.
Yeah, well, psychologists talk about seasonal affective disorder, and this is certainly a good time to bring it up, because what happens is typically people get very depressed, they get agitated with the constant bad weather, darkness, snow, and it does have an effect on a lot of folks. With regard to depression, agitation, and a lot of psychologists have had a positive effect by putting people under, I know this sounds rather odd, but putting them under sun lamps at home and having them visualize, a pleasant place to be, like sunny Florida, for example.
Well, I was just going to say, if we can't escape over to sunny Florida, is there anything else that we can do besides, I mean, we're under the lights here in the studio, Jackie and I are, but what else can we do to try and get through this tough winter?
Well, cognitive behavioral therapists will tell you that, you need to change your expectation levels. and you can use some imagination in terms of where you're going to be in a few weeks or a few months, and that also helps. I mean, I think that the artificial sunlight at home with some visualization, I know it sounds a little bit manufactured, but it does work. It makes people feel better for a short period of time.
Dr. Bart?
Yes.
It's Jackie. Listen, I do that kind of thing. I'm not doing visualization per se, but I know that pitchers and catchers are reporting to spring training quite soon, and to me, that's the first sign of spring. Does that work?
That is a good sign. Actually, I intend to drive from the West Coast here over to see the Yankees. I want to see Derek Jeter in his spring training, his last spring training. So I think I'm going to do that for a couple of days. But I think that kind of stuff, though, that kind of thinking, Jackie, does help a little bit in terms of relieving the depression and agitation.
And I will say that I actually posted that on my Facebook page that the pitchers and catchers have reported. Now I have to make a big announcement, Dr. Bart, because Dee Dee has just flown in from Indiana. She is here in the studio. So we do have our wonderful Dee Dee Behnke, former White House aide, of course. We want to talk about right now. And Dee Dee, thank you for coming. And I know
well, you know, snow has made it a little slow going coming in, but hey, we're getting used to it, aren't we?
Well, not quite. I don't know. I don't know about those 1 million school kids in New York City. The mayor, of course, the new mayor, sending all those kids there, drawing a lot of criticism over this. Your thoughts, Dee Dee?
Well, look, I mean, I'm not a fan of de Blasio. It seems like over and over again, he kind of keeps messing up. So, I mean, anytime you're dealing with children, I mean, you kind of, you know, really, I think that needs to be our first priority. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, actually.
I wasn't sure what he was thinking on this one as a former teacher, you know, because the teachers have to drive their own cars. They have...
Yeah, look, you know, he's going to be criticized if he does close school. He's going to be criticized if he doesn't close school. For those people who have kids, if they have to stay home with their kids, they have to take a day off from work. That's a big problem. Plus, look, this guy's only been in office for a month now. Let's go a little easy on him.
But this was a big storm.
This was a big storm, but look, afterwards, we look at what happened, and none of the kids got hurt going to or from school.
Yeah, but they could have. I mean, I think
but they didn't.
Safety has to come first before, you know, having to get a babysitter or you know, try to change a schedule or whatever. I mean, safety has to come first, and it was a really bad storm.
No, safety
and it was predicted. I mean, it wasn't like you didn't know about it. We all knew it was coming.
Right, but in New York City, most of the kids walk to school. It's not like in Connecticut or New Jersey.
Well, even walking. I mean, you know, with the snow and the way it goes, and when with traffic, I think it's even hazardous as walking.
Yeah, situation's different in the city of New York.
But you do have the school buses, and you have a lot of the teachers that had to drive. So he's certainly drawn quite a bit of fire over this decision. We'll have to see what happens in watching the New York City political race right there. A lot of people still very upset with this. Even Al Roker, I'm not sure if you saw this, it was tweeting in a war with him that how wrong. Of course, for those who don't know Al Roker, I think everybody does, but he's, of course, the NBC Today weatherman, and he said, bad move. And that was a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, this mayor is very cavalier. I mean, you know, he just made a call to get his buddy out of jail. I mean, he got taken to jail, and he just made the call. I mean, why does his buddy get preferential treatment? I mean, all these bad decisions, one after another. I just think it's really, he has an odd way of thinking, an odd way of governing. It's really too bad he's the mayor.
Yeah, you know, I know you were going to say that, but if we get back to the snow, look, the guy is going to get heat no matter what he does. We're playing such partisan politics, but I really think what we have to do is look at the whole picture with this. Nobody got hurt.
But the mayor's top job is safety.
I'm going to ask one thing.
Yeah.
If the governor declares a state of emergency in many parts of the state, shouldn't the mayor heed that
take
warning?
The cue.
I mean, it's just a question that I'm posing. I wasn't sure why he did what he did when there was a state of emergency.
I think that he was afraid of the heat that he was going to get from all the people who said, oh my God, now I've got this kid on my hands for the day. Oh my God, what are we going to do? This is New York City. We don't
I mean, that is so secondary to safety, and the storm was a bad one. It wasn't a couple of inches, and we knew it was coming. So really very strange behavior from this guy.
I don't think it's that
bizarre.
strange. I think it was a call. It was a toss-up, 50-50.
Why would it be 50-50? Just like Mia said,
Because
there's a state of
nobody got hurt.
emergency.
Nobody got hurt in the
Well,
last
thank
I
one.
think he was
good.
very lucky
Very
that nobody got hurt, because God forbid a child had been hurt or hit by a car or a bus or anything like that. I think that would have been something that people would have been talking about for the next 4 years.
But we can't speculate that somebody might have. It was a close call and all that.
No, I think he was
Nobody
lucky,
did.
though. I think
Yeah, but I'm saying let's just look at the situation as it unfolded.
But I will say that a lot of the towns and the cities, they're just so inundated now with the cost of snow removal.
Right.
We saw that picture of our Ebry reporter, Derek, on top of that snow mound. That is what we're dealing with in the Northeast, folks, for all the folks that are around the rest of the country.
Yes, if you want to take a shot at de Blasio, I'd like to take one right here.
Okay.
I live in the Bronx, and there are snow piles, ice piles like that all over the streets. I don't have a driveway to park in. I would like the mayor to get the snow plows out there after those mile-high mountains of
Now,
ice
Jackie,
so
you're
I can
giving
park
him some
my
heat.
car.
You're giving him some heat.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to go home
and
and park.
Well, look, if you can't get around, everything just comes to a standstill. I really do think that the mayor's job is to make sure that the trains run on time and make sure the snow is removed and make sure that our streets are safe. So this is #1 priority so for him to kind of blow it off is
No, I don't
really
think it was
wrong.
blown off.
Let's just weigh in one more time with Dr. Bart there in sunny Florida. And Dr. Bart, your thoughts on this big mayoral controversy?
I do have some thoughts on it. On this one, I tend to lean, as Dee Dee does, on to safety. However, one thing that you did not mention was that 1 out of every 4 kids in New York has their main meal during the day. 1 out of every 4 kids goes to school and has their main meal. So there are a lot of kids that, consistent with what Jackie said, are dependent on school in ways that are personal and very, very important to them. So I think it is a tough call. I think I lean in the direction of safety, but it's not a cavalier decision, I don't think.
All right. Well, we're going to see how this all works itself out, and we're just hoping here in the New York metropolitan area that there is no more snow. We'll go keep thinking about those pitchers and catchers, Jackie. Well, when we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the news from overseas. Don't go away. Fresh Outlook. We'll be right back.